The two most common reasons why entrepreneurs fail. If you're a small business owner, this video is for you. This is Dr. Spencer Coaches. Today I'm going to talk to you about why most small businesses fail. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to hear this because this can save your business. You didn't get into being a business owner to work 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, only to see your profit margin dwindle down. You've got an overhead. You got business expenses that you have to meet every month. The lease, your PG&E, you got to buy new products, you got to pay your employees, you got to pay yourself. And when your profit margin dwindles, you're going to be in the red. That's the last thing you planned for. Now, why does that happen? I'll share with you a story about my own business. I'm a chiropractor and I'm turning into a business coach here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because in 2017, my mother died and I was in a really bad psychological state of being. Became really moody, just really negative. Thought nobody cared about me because nobody was there for me. And I found a life coaching course called the Landmark Forum, and that woke me up to my own behavior and how I was coming across. And I realized I was turning a lot of people off by always having to be right, always dominating conversations, and not really expressing what I care about in people. And as a result of that, I learned that what I was being was just confused and afraid, and I was filled with grief, and I was just ruminating about all these bad things in my life. And I let that mental state dominate my behavior. And once I realized that I can't change the outside world, I can't change the way people behave, but I can change myself. I can respond to the world or react to the world. That my response is my conscious intention of who I intend myself to be by declaring myself to be something. And that's what Landmark is all about, creating your own reality by declaring yourself with your word. And I realized I declared myself to be more enthusiastic, more caring, more loving. And I turned my business around and started to build it right back up. And the other side was I decided to go to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes. This was a couple of years before. And, I neglected my marketing. And because I was the chiropractor of a UFC gym, I went to another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu place, study with Milton Bastos. He's a 10-time world champion. I sponsored him. He invited me over to his academy. I said, how can I pass this up? What an honor to be trained by a 10-time world champion. And so the manager, Jeremy, at the UFC gym, I bumped into him. I went back to the UFC gym just to say hello. And he said, where have you been, Dr. Howe? I've got a lot of people asking for you. You haven't been here in 3 months. I said, oh, you know what? That woke me up because I was wondering why I wasn't getting new patients, or the influx of new patients dropped. So I went back to the gym, got on top of my marketing, and picked and built my practice back up. And the importance of marketing, here's the two aspects of entrepreneurs and small businesses: marketing and managing. Number one, if you don't market your business, you're not going to bring in revenue. Cash flow is the lifeblood of a business, of any business. Doesn't matter what business. You're a psychologist. You sell skateboards. You're a massage therapist. You're a personal trainer. You're a real estate agent. You sell T-shirts at a boutique. It doesn't matter. You need new clients because new clients pay for your services or product, and that revenue is what's going to support your business and give you the lifestyle that you want. And without that, you're dead in the water. And if you're not increasing the amount of clients that you're bringing in, customers or patients or whoever, you're dead in the water. And it takes marketing to attract people to your business. And a lot of business owners have this aversion to, I don't want to sell anything, especially around here. I'm in Silicon Valley. A lot of introverts here, a lot of electrical, computer engineers, computer programmers, software engineers, and they tend to be very introverted. Now, they don't have to sell themselves because they're working for Apple. They just kind of, they can work from home and not talk to a soul for a month, and they can still earn a great living. But that's a different industry. You're a small business owner. You need to relate to your customers, to your community, to your clients. And without that relationship, no one's going to buy anything from you. Selling is not about convincing. A lot of people have this idea of sales like a used car salesman, and that is like such a sleazy, way of being, because you're just lying to people, exaggerating the benefits. That's what makes a salesperson bad, is they try to convince. They don't care about their clients. True selling is about connecting. When you're able to empathize and connect with your clients' problems, needs, and wants, and how you can solve their problems and give them what they need and want, and express the value in your service or your product, how it can solve their problem, and give to them what they need and they want. And once they get that, because of your ability to communicate that, then they'll start coming in and buying something from you. And the better the customer service you have, then you'll have repeat customers. So your cash flow is going to be determined by your marketing of bringing new clients in, new customers, new patients, and then also keeping them, maintaining that relationship. That's the secret to cash flow in any business. Now, I'm not going to delve too into marketing, but the idea of it is really you need to understand what your target market's problems are and how you can solve it. They need to understand that you can solve it. If they don't understand that you can solve the problem efficiently, effectively, supremely, then they're not going to know who you are and what you can do for them. It's all about what you can do for them. Don't make it about you. Don't make it about, look how great my product is. Look how great my service is. It's what's happening in your life. What's happening in your business? Are you being challenged in marketing? Well, what aspect of marketing are you currently using? How effective is it? Well, have you thought of social media marketing? Or if you're a realtor, have you thought of networking, perhaps joining the Rotary Club? Do you think that would help you? That's now I'm connecting with you as a business owner or a sole proprietor, entrepreneur. What is your target market? Who do you want to help? How effective is your solution? How much certainty can you create in your product and your solution to solve your target market's problem? That's the value that your prospects will see or potential customers will see in your product or service. It doesn't matter if you're a personal trainer, a psychologist, if you sell shoes, if you're selling vacuums, if you're selling life insurance. If your clients don't see the value, they're not going to buy from you. So it's all about creating value. That's the secret to marketing. Now, the other side is managing. I've met so many small business owners, including myself when I first opened my practice. It's a passion for me to help people heal naturally without drugs and medicine. And now I'm really interested in helping your businesses heal, because things don't heal without intervention. And you need that intervention to push things in the right direction. Without that intervention, your business sinks. A person's health sinks down. So my passion was just focusing on patients, but I knew nothing about managing and having employees. I had 4 employees. Well, 2 employees and then 2 massage therapists who were subcontractors. And I wanted to play dictator. I wanted to just tell them what to do, and then I can focus on my patients. And what I failed to do was train them well enough. And what I failed to do was create a sense of teamwork. And once I started to get feedback from one of my massage therapists, give me some feedback on my managing skills. How do you feel me as being a boss? And he told me some of the things the other staff were saying. So I said, okay, that's fair. I can own up to that. Yeah, I have been like that, actually. So let's sit down and have a powwow. So then I created a weekly meeting. Every Monday, we get the week's vision implanted into their mind so they can help facilitate that vision of helping people get healthy naturally without drugs and medicine. And this is your role in that. And then the other vision was, how can we attract new clients to us? And then how can we create an efficient workflow? Are there any problems with my office procedures that you would like for me to address? anything about the office policy that I can address. I'd be more than happy to discuss this with you. And then I decided to buy everybody lunch once a week as well. And then once a month, I would take everybody out for dinner, just to create a sense of camaraderie. Just so I'm not just your boss, we are human beings, and we can actually have a relationship that's not simply professional. We're not going to get personal, like we're not going to, hook up or anything like that. There's none of that. But you kind of drop the persona of I am this boss, and now I'm just Spencer. Now you're not Arthur, the massage therapist, you're just Arthur. Now you're not Astrid, the receptionist working for the previous boss trying to juggle two things. Now you're just Astrid. We get to know each other, and we kind of drop the act, and that builds trust. So once I created a sense of teamwork, then the environment transformed. And the other side of managing is something I discussed was creating efficient workflow. What are your work tasks? You got to prioritize them. What's important? Are you conveying this to your staff? How are you motivating them? Is there incentive to work harder? Usually the main thing that gets your staff to work harder is teaching them a certain tactic and then overseeing the quality, like helping them improve on that tactic, on that activity. When an employee becomes really good at what they do based upon what you taught them, it's like a coach teaching a kid to swing a baseball bat, and hitting the ball. When that kid starts hitting home runs, he's going to be really happy about all of that stuff that the coach told him. Stand like this, swing it like that, your timing's off, you got to grip the bat like that, correcting all of his mistakes. And then once he starts nailing home runs, like, oh my God, thank you, coach. That's how it is with your staff. When you teach them office procedures and they do a good job, that is what motivates them more than anything. And keeping track of their work, the success of their work activity, and creating statistics and putting it in an area where everybody can see it. A break room, bathroom, behind the office, or just having a conversation. Hey, you're doing a really good job. I see you're doing a really, great work here. I'm proud of you. Just positive reinforcement. And that's what creates a sense of teamwork and a positive work environment and improved work output. Now, you can also improve work output by eliminating wasted work procedures. By creating a lean, agile work environment, you create more efficiency. And then also cutting steps in certain office procedures can eliminate wasted procedure. In other words, you can save time. And then by saving time, you can actually work on other things. And it frees up the stress of the office environment. It won't feel like, God, I'm falling behind. I need to get this done. How could I get it done? When you prioritize, you get what's important and urgent done in the morning. And then you delegate out what's urgent or what's important but not urgent. You schedule that out. And what's urgent or what's important but not urgent, you delegate out. So, how do you assign work? How do you prioritize? There's different schools of thought, different methods. I like the Eisenhower method. That's what really works for me. And I found there's only 2 to 3 important tasks that I have to do every day. And by freeing your time up, it's like a weight off your shoulder. That's how you create more time in your day. So you don't take Friday's work home with you to get it done over the weekend. And Monday, you're not doing the carryover work from Friday. So prioritizing your tasks, this is all a part of managing. You're essentially directing operations. So that's the secret to running a small business and making sure it succeeds, is the marketing and the managing. In my experience in my own practice and with other entrepreneurs I've talked to, I have found this to be the 2 weaknesses of a majority of entrepreneurs. And if you're having problems in your business, I can help you with that. I'm a business coach. I've got 9 years entrepreneurial experience. I'm a certified life coach, have a degree in psychology as well, help thousands of patients. So I understand what it's like to manage clients, what it's like to manage staff, what it's like to come up with office procedures, because you need to systematize everything. And that's the real secret to creating efficient workflow. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what's happening in your business and what's happening in your personal life. If you're not satisfied, if you're procrastinating, if you're hesitating, it's a sign of trauma. And that's going to affect your ability to lead. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be a leader. If you're a business owner, you need to be a leader. And that's the bottom line. And if your leadership wanes, your whole company is going to wane. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below so I can get to know what it is you're experiencing and what's challenging you. And we can have a complimentary discovery session where I can get to know what's going on. What do you want to create for your business? And then we can create a plan to get there. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Spencer Coaches. I sure hope that helps.